Well, hello. I'm Chris Gray from Total Nerd Takeover Studios, recording from the Nerd Star. It's a bird. No, it's a plane. No, it's the iPhone XS Max. Oh yeah, and we're going to be taking a closer look at it while comparing it to my old iPhone 8 Plus before I got to send this sucker back to AT&T. So let's check out the video now. So now we have here the iPhone 8 Plus sitting next to the iPhone XS Maximum. And I'm going to say this name wrong the entire video, I'm sure. They're roughly the same size, and believe it or not, the back is made out of the same material. It's a glass. Well, I think it's the same material. It looks pretty similar. I don't know if this is Gorilla Glass 5 or 4. I have no idea, but it's very, very similar. I feel like the iPhone XS Max is a little bit thicker than the iPhone 8 Plus, but the finish is pretty much the same, and it looks extremely similar when you first glance at the back of the phones. However, if you notice, the cameras are different, but in the iPhone XS Max, you have two 12 megapixel cameras, and you have the same in the iPhone 8 Plus. The flash looks like it's in a different spot on both of the phones, and the microphone is right there, and I believe the microphone is right here on the 8 Plus. Something to keep in mind, that on the 8 Plus, you only had image stabilization on the one camera. On the XS Max, I believe you have image stabilization on both the lenses. Another thing to note about the XS Max, and of course the iPhone 8 Plus, is they were both fingerprint magnets and completely mirror. I mean, if I move this sucker around, you'll actually see the rest of the studio, and you can see the reflection of my hand. The iPhone 8 Plus is on the left side, and the iPhone XS Max is on the right. And the body here is aluminum. It's space gray aluminum. On the XS Max, it's surgical stainless steel, which looks a lot like my my Apple Watch, my stainless steel Apple Watch, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to want to get a case. I had a case on my iPhone 8 Plus also. They're just really slippery, and I feel like the iPhone XS Max is even more slippery than my iPhone 8 Plus was. Now, if you notice here, the screen looks a little bit raised, and that's because I'm using a glass screen protector. It was the first thing I put on my phone. Now you have your volume rockers right here. And of course, you have your mute switch right there. Similar to the other iPhones, except for stainless steel, and I think they're a little bit smaller. They look really, really awesome, and they feel great too. Of course, you can also take a picture using the volume up, just like on the old phones. Now, in terms of dimensions, both of the phones are roughly the same size. I don't have the exact dimensions right in front of me, but they feel exactly the same size in my hand, other than the iPhone XS Max feeling a little bit thicker. Also, the camera bulge, I think, is a little bit thicker as well, but that's okay. I don't mind because I'm going to have it in the case anyway. Another thing worth noting is that there's a little bit more weight on the XS Maximum, and I believe that's because it has a bigger battery. At 3,174 milliamp hours, I believe it is. I think it's supposed to last an hour longer than the iPhone X did, which will be awesome because, I'll tell you what, my iPhone 8 Plus did a pretty good job with battery life. Although towards the end of the day, if I didn't charge it, she was low. So far, the battery life on my XS Max has been great. I mean, I've only had it for a little while. I haven't, really put it through its paces. But so far, I am very impressed with the battery life and, of course, the look of the device as well. Of course, on the right side, you have your iPhone XS Max. On the left side, you have your iPhone 8 Plus. And you can see they're roughly the same size in the body of the phones. However, the screen is where it looks awesome. The XS Max has your OLED screen, and of course it is bigger at 6.5 inches. At 458 pixels per inch, where your iPhone 8 Plus is a 5.5 inch Retina high-def display that's 401 pixels per inch. Edge to edge, just like they said, it just looks gorgeous. Now, if you actually line the edge of the screen up to the edge of the screen on the other phone, on the 10, this is the difference you have, which looks like about an inch, maybe a little bit more. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but if you love having a bigger phone and love having that real estate, it definitely makes a difference. So I want to talk specs here for a second. The iPhone XS Max is using the Apple A12 bionic chip, which is absolutely awesome. And the iPhone 8 Plus is using the A11 bionic chip. Now, they're both very, very fast, very, very snappy processors, but I do feel a little bit of speed, more so on the iPhone XS Max. Now, in terms of durability and waterproofing, the iPhone XS Max is rated at IP68, which is a little bit better than what the iPhone 8 Plus is at IP67. The cameras are very comparable. I believe they both did the same thing. I feel like the XS Max is a slightly better camera. So as you can see here, the two different images taken on the iPhone 8 Plus and on the iPhone XS Max. You can see the camera, the photo images are very, very comparable. I took these outside. You know, it was cloudy. It's just about to rain, so it's low light. And I think that the XS Max does a little bit better job. Either way, I still think you can't go wrong with either phone. The cameras are also very comparable in video. You can check in this clip right here. Now, of course, both cameras can do 4K at 2430 or 60 frames per second. They can also do 1080p, slow-mo at 240 frames per second. They can also do 1080p video. The front cameras are both 7 megapixel FaceTime cameras. Another feature I love is the memojis and the animojis that you can only do with the iPhone 10, the iPhone XS Max, or the iPhone XR when that comes out. So that's really cool how all that works. You can do different animojis. These are the animojis. That was my memoji. And you can do all kinds of different animojis, which is a lot of fun. Not having a home button, you may think could be problematic, but you just swipe up and then you're back to your regular home screen, which is really cool. Believe it or not, you get used to it really quick. And if you want to get to your apps that you have running in the background, you just slowly swipe up like that, or you can just tap and we're back home. Lock button is over here on the right, which you also use when you're confirming purchases. Now, to unlock the phone, you have the Face ID, which is really cool. Let me see if I can do it here live. I'm going to pull the phone up, and it unlocked just that fast. Now, keep in mind, I have a camera in front of my face, and it unlocked that quickly. So the build quality is fantastic. With 4 gigabytes of RAM and a really powerful battery, I'm really, really happy with the iPhone XS Max, except for the price tag. I have the 256 model. Other than that, other than the price, I'm really, really happy with the iPhone X Plus, other than the smearing, but I'm going to put it in a case. Processor's really snappy, 4 gigabytes of RAM, plays games really well, feels good in the hand. However, I will say, again, get a case. It's very slippery, and wipe it real good because you can see all the fingerprint smudges just from doing this video. Compared to the 8 Plus, if you already have an 8 Plus, I don't think you have to upgrade unless you're looking for the bigger screen, which looks amazing, and the Face ID. Otherwise, you can wait till the next version. It is absolutely the iPhone 8 Plus is still absolutely a great device to have. That being said, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this particular video. And if you could please leave me a thumbs up, if you could subscribe, and of course share my channel throughout the interwebs, that would be absolutely awesome and appreciated. So, I'll see you next time for another great video review.